Athens, Georgia, or as the locals call it, the Classic City. Established in 1805 as a town, Athens was named by John Millage after Athens, Greece. Athens is mostly known for being the home of the University of Georgia, but it holds so much more in its limits than being a college town. Join me today, your host, Tara Ewing, as we join Jeff Clark on his Athens Haunted History Tour. This is Jeff Clark with Athens Haunted History Tour. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How
Good.
are you?
I was just wanted you to go a little bit more into detail about your tours.
Perfect. The tour is Athens Haunted History Walking Tours. We're almost at 2 hours now. We're adding stories all the time. It's a walking tour of the downtown area where we explore the history and the haunts of the classic city. Fun for the kids to do. It's not really scary stuff. So it's age appropriate, and we encourage people to share their ghost stories too.
Upon my research of the double-barreled cannon, it was first tested on April 22nd, 1862. Is that correct?
That's correct. Now Leonardo da Vinci came up with a cannon with 10 barrels, which was designed to fire independently. Boom, 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 boom. This was designed to fire simultaneously. It was the brainchild of John Gilliland, and in theory, it was going to be the secret weapon to bring the Southern boys home early. Didn't work out that way. This is the Morton Building, or affectionately known as the Morton Theater. This was built in 1910 by one Pink Bowers Morton. Mr. Morton was the son of freed slave, self-taught contractor and architect. This is one of America's few African-American built, owned, maintained vaudeville houses. Louis Armstrong played here. Bessie Smith, Cab Calloway, Duke Ellington, all the jazz greats played here. It is probably the most haunted place in town. It is loaded with ghosts, and all except for one are children. One of the city workers brings his daughter to work. They go into the building. He puts her in the seating. He goes up to the catwalk to do some work. She's sitting down there by herself, doing her thing. The father comes down and says to the daughter, "Are you ready to go?" The little girl says yes. She gets up, walks a couple of steps, turns around to her empty seat, and waves. The father says, "Who are you waving to?" She says, "The little boy. He says he lives here." During the day, the lights go off in here all the time. Never during a performance. It has never happened when it's open to the public. It just seems to be during the day. The staff here jokingly says that's Pink Morton trying to save on the power bill.
I was just about to say that.
And some of the stuff they record in there is really phenomenal. Just weird noises, hot spots, cold spots, weird anomalies. It's a very active building. And again, it's magnificent in there. If I was gonna spend eternity somewhere, there are worse places, man. So this is one of my favorite stops on the tour. It's the Ware Linden House. This was built in 1851 by Dr. Edward Ware. Now, Ware was a surgeon in town. The ornate ironwork you see there came from the foundry, just about 150 yards to the east of us. Linden was an old man when the Civil War broke out. He announced to his wife that he was going to go be the field surgeon for the unit that left from Athens. Linden comes home from the war. He is a broken man. One of the entries in his diary is this. He wrote, "I have seen enough blood for 10 lifetimes, and I am done." He died in this house, a miserable old man.
Wow.
He never got over the war, and the story goes that he paces this house. He's been seen by guests to the house. He's been seen by the staff here. Now, paranormal people investigating this house has said there is a man in the house. There's also a woman in the house. Now, who this is, we do not know. But the sightings of Dr. Linden in this house are very consistent, probably one of the more consistent hauntings in Athens, Georgia.
If only we had more time to dive into the depths of these buildings, but that'll have to do for this segment. So who you gonna call?
Tara Ewing!
Have a great one.
Bye-bye.